All right, I also forgot about the new official SMITE 2 wiki. Here it is. I launched a new SMITE 2 wiki. I think I'm just gonna edit this in someplace into the video. It might be at the start, beginning, or end. I don't actually know. Probably towards the beginning. But here, a new wiki dedicated to SMITE 2. Wiki is ad-free, cool. Hosted by TitanForge. Anything else interesting? I got a Discord to this, but let's go ahead and actually just click this. So here it is. All the gods here. Actually, I have not seen this. This is my first time looking at this, actually. Okay, so pretty basic stuff. What the hell? Okay, you need to log in. Okay, so it's pretty rudimentary. It's pretty new. I'm assuming they're gonna be updating this as it goes on, but this is actually pretty cool that they're adding this extra stuff here on the wiki, which is actually pretty cool. But there you go. That's the SMITE wiki. And I think since I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the video, onto the open beta video. What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Open Beta 13 Messenger of the Gods Update Patch Notes Review. And yes, here we are. It's going to be live. This is when it went up. Actually, I'm a couple of days late at looking at this, but this goes live tomorrow, I believe, on the 30th. So that's pretty cool. We're going to get Mercury, some good shit, some cool new things. I know a couple things about what's happening in OB13. But I don't know everything, so we're gonna go over that today and see what's coming tomorrow. I'm currently live right now. It is Sunday, 10:30 at night, so I'm doing this pretty late. I'm late, but I'm gonna do this on stream, so if you see anybody chatting or not, I am live. So let's go ahead and get into this. As per usual, the URL will be in the description down below if you want to take a look at it yourself. But let's get into it. Speed, Sun, and Sizzle have arrived in SMITE 2. The messenger of the god himself, Mercury, blazes into the battleground with blistering movement speed. Okay. Mercury is here to prove he's still the fastest, plus Nua's new aspect to Shining Mist. I do know about this. This is more the auto attack based version of Nua, and her ult can crit. I did see that. Been seeing clips. New Beach Bait Aphrodite skin, Beach Girl Traveler, Chef Kefri. I've been seeing a couple of these as well. And then they're adding different UI stuff, which we'll go over here. Let's go ahead and go to the Mercury. I believe Mercury, for the most part, is the same as well. I did see him when they went over him. He's going to be melee basic attacks. He's going to be physical, and he's going to be strength scaling. So pretty much the same as in SMITE 1. His passive, fastest god alive. For every centimeter traveled. Did they go by centimeters? I thought it was just meters or whatever. Gain 0.04% damage bonus on his next basic attack, max 20%. You also gain additional strength equal to 25% movement speed from items or abilities. Okay, I don't really remember what his passive was in SMITE 2, but you do get percent bonus damage on his next basic attack. And it can reach up to 20%, so that's going to go pretty wicked with like Hydras and like crit. You also gain additional strength scaling, or strength equal to 25% movement speed from items. Okay, so you get even more strength when you build movement speed items, or through your abilities, which in your 2 is I believe is a movement speed as well. It's pretty cool, pretty good. Made you look, move in the blink of an eye, dealing physical damage to every god within a target area. This ability can critically hit ability items and apply basic attack item effects. So this was already a thing in SMITE 1 as well. And I believe, I don't think it says it here, but the target increases when you level it up. I don't know if that's the same thing or not. Ability 2, maximum velocity, gain increased movement speed. Yep. Gain increased attack speed, cleanse yourself with slows, and become immune to slows for the duration. So I'm pretty sure that's actually this is active. That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Or wait, actually no. So you just get passive movement speed. So this is just by leveling it up, you get movement speed. And you don't have to use this. And then when you activate your 2, you get an attack speed, cleanse, and immune to slows, I'm assuming. Either way, it's pretty much the same thing as in SMITE 1. Special delivery, you dash forward, knocking minions aside and dealing physical damage to them. Grab the first enemy god encountered, spinning them. The enemy god takes physical damage every 0.25 seconds until the effect ends. They are thrown in the direction you're facing, and that's exactly the same. Ultimate ability, Sonic Boom. Gather your energy for a powerful dash. The range increases as you charge. Dash forward, deal physical damage, and spinning enemies hit along the dash. Gain movement speed after the dash that scales. Wait, gain movement speed after the dash that scales based on the energy gather. I think this is new, but I'm not entirely sure. But overall, same old Mercury. Gonna be pretty good, especially with crit being very good as well. So definitely see him. Probably gonna be banning in Conquest, or be banned in Conquest if I had to imagine some of the bans. But that's pretty cool. Mercury is here. Beach Girl Traveler, California girls are like so cool. Beat the heat and get ready for the beach of this new swimsuit collection. I think a couple of these are pretty much the same as from Smite 1. The difference is it has prisms. It's prisms, so different colors on it. Inflicted Jealousy Aphrodite Tracker, which is nice. Chef Special Traveler, Kefri Skin. So they're also prisms. Some more cross-gen skins. You got Trash Goblin Scylla. Those are going to be prisms as well, which are pretty cool. New GG, global emotes, new announcer packs. So you got all these new announcer packs, which is pretty cool. I'm assuming these are going to be just the ones from Smite 1 transferred over. You see you got like Rexy, Weekend, anything else that looks? Mifflin, Isaiah, Hindu Man. So yeah, probably just from Smite 1. We'll see though. Smite Engine's been upgraded to Unreal Engine 5.5. Oh my god. I don't know what that means, but there's going to be improvements. Xbox Live Smash lobby should be much more performant as part of this upgrade. Play button and Q screen have gotten... Oh, okay, so this is the UI change is what I'm assuming this is. So Q screen have gotten a visual update. The Q screen should be much more... Does it show it here? Wow, it doesn't show it here. It's pretty cool though. It has like, I think four different sections of games, or like I guess umbrella, if for like a better word, where you open it and you can click on the games you want based on, like, you know, there's ranked, casual play, I think, quick play, and then something else, I believe. So I believe that's what this is talking about, which is pretty cool. Hit markers and kill markers have been introduced. Players will now get visual feedback in their reticle whenever they damage or kill an enemy. Okay, you can disable this as well. New reticle options have been added. Aim reticle color, thickness, and visibility. Gods have been recentered in the lobby and should look better. Okay. Audio improvements. Basic attack, attenuations, audio volumes, basic attack hits. Enemies that you are targeting now only have a red outline. Previously they were filled with red, which obscured the models. Okay. Just an outline instead of the entire god being red, which is nice. This idea of like the UI changes and stuff, I actually do really enjoy. Not that they didn't do it in Smite 1, but I thought it was, I definitely like it here, especially when they have more ability to do this and make it easier, or do this easier. So I do like this. Friend login notifications. Oh wait, hit reactions. Coloration has been added to the game. Enemies hit by you will now briefly flash white to give you better visual feedback as to whether you are hitting an enemy or... Okay, that's pretty cool. You should even now be notified when someone on your Smite 2 friends logs on. Message, Steam friends from friend list. Party management in the end of match lobby. You can now invite players. Okay, that's cool. It's from Smite 1. They added that back. Damage number improvements, placement, and visibility have been updated for better gameplay clarity. New setting to scale the size of floating damage numbers. 2 new bots have been introduced. Ganesha and Medusa. Purchase buttons have been updated. Home screen rotators have been improved. Close buttons have been added to acquisition pop-up and daily login screens. So this is actually pretty cool. I like how they're doing this. So new UI changes and updates coming soon to theaters. Cavalry ability targets have been upgraded. Okay. And here is the new aspect of Shining Mist, releasing July 8. Mysterious fog now travels a short distance before stopping. but allows you to, so your one is basically your one just stopping at a certain distance, allowing you to fire basic attacks within it and remain stealthed. So that's pretty fucking sick, actually. Shining Metal has reduced scaling, while Fire Shards now scales with basic attack power. You can critically strike and procs basic attack item effects. Additionally, Strength of Fire also provides movement speed. So yeah, that's just the auto attack version of Nuwa, rather than the regular one, which they're both going to be very good. No, this one's going to be super good. I think they're going to need to nerf her a little bit from what I've been seeing. New quick play arena. This is what I was talking about. There's going to be a setting that says click play, and it's going to be a new way to play Smite 2 intended to move faster, or provide faster, more action-packed matches. Experimental testing ground for bigger changes. Quick play will evolve over time as we work to find what works best for players, and some things introduced in quick play may eventually graduate into other modes. What's going on, Butters? What's going on, Butters? Currently going over the patch notes. Quick play arena includes roguelike item building. Players are presented with a choice between three. Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I know what this is. You're going to be prompted at the beginning of the game, I think, with a choice of general playstyles, what items you want to pick. So players are presented with a choice between 3 general playstyles at the start of each match. Then each time they return to base with enough gold to purchase T3s, are presented with a choice between 3 T3s that fit with that playstyle. Players cannot access the item shop as they do in a traditional game of Smite. They also cannot purchase T1 or T2. This is intended to show fun of building a more accessible format, helping newer players. Yeah, so this is going to help more of the newer players, especially with them not understanding what items they're doing or what they do, and also help them kind of force them into understanding what certain items do. And yeah, I think that's awesome, because I mean, it's always been the problem with MOBAs is how hard it is to or how much of a level curve they are. All right, dodge button. Players make a quick dodge by pressing shift or on PC, or the cancel button on console while target is not up. Melee gods dodge farther than range gods. A short movement speed buff is applied following a dodge. Players do not have immunity while dodging. This is a test allowing more action and repositioning during fights in a way that should be easy for players to read. I'm not entirely sure if I like this. I don't know, but I don't know about this one. Melee gods dodge further than range gods. Short movement speed buff is applied following a dodge. I don't know how long this is going to be up or how effective this is going to be, but if it's an actual fucking dodge, that's going to be crazy. Faster projectiles. Range basic attacks. Projectiles will travel slightly faster in this. Oh, it's in this game. Oh, never mind. I thought it was just overall. That's what I'm assuming. Actually, that'd be interesting to test out. It might be more fun. Range basic attack projectiles will travel slightly faster in this mode. This is roughly equivalent to the projectile speed increase granted by Griffin Wing earrings in Smite 1. That's pretty sick. I think the difference, though, is I wonder if people are not going to like any other game mode or make like this game mode, and then when they go to a different game mode, they're like, oh my god, this feels so shit. We'll see, though. Changes to gold, XP, and tickets should lead to approximately 10-minute matches, so that's pretty cool. And then I saw this Action Cam 2, a new alternate camera positioning and aiming style, which should feel more familiar to fans of third-person shooters. In this camera perspective, your crosshairs are locked to the center of your screen. You will also shoot your basic attacks and abilities where you are looking, so you can go look up, to the left, right. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. This does allow range gods to shoot their basic attacks up or down. Allowing this was needed for this camera style to feel natural. Note that gods are still invulnerable during leaps, even when using Action Cam 2. Internal testing shows that players more familiar with third-person shooters are more successful at hitting basic attacks with that style of camera, despite being able to theoretically miss shots by aiming too high or too low. Okay, so you can miss if you don't hit them even when you're up and below, like Marvel Rivals, I believe. Yeah, so similar to Marvel Rivals, Smite 1 has always been a I'm trying to think if this is right. Smite 1 has been like a one-dimensional game, and what I mean by one-dimensional, you just literally, it's just like you're going straight. You're able to hit abilities. When you hit an auto, you don't have to worry about going up or down. I think when we go into 2-dimensional games, that's up and down, and then straight on. And then when you got 3-dimensional games, if I'm thinking about this right, then like, I don't know if 3-dimensional games would be. Usually most games are, I think, like, if I'm, what I'm trying to think in my head is like games are 2-dimensional. They're like up and down, left to right, and forward or backwards. SMITE has always been just the forwards and left to right. There's not an ability to like shoot up to the left, to the right. When you hit somebody with an auto, it's just like you don't have to worry about that. So it is sort of like Marvel Rivals. What is Predecessor? Predecessor is a MOBA. Actually, would Predecessor be one that's like that? I think Predecessor is one that's like that, where you can aim, unlike Smite 2. So I think actually it might be like Predecessor, but the action camera too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know too much about Predecessor. I just know it's been blowing up a little bit in the MOBA scene. But yeah, that's sort of what that is. It might make it a little bit harder. I'm not entirely sure. We're listing this alongside other game quick play experience. The new action cam can be used in any game mode. Currently, there is only a quick play arena queue. Quick play joust and quick play conquest will come later. Now that's interesting. Definitely want to see how quick play joust and quick play conquest feels. That'll be interesting. Arena siege minotaurs will now spawn for both teams at the same time every 3 minutes. Previously would only spawn for the team each time they reach 10 kills. Okay, interesting. So every 3 minutes you get a siege minotaur. And then finally, conquest teleporter update. Side teleporters will now start disabled and reactivate at 10-minute mark. So can't teleport until 10 minutes in the game. And here we are, God balance. This is the most awesome part. All right, so release an OB12 hotfixes. Spirits. I like how they've been adding this just to get an idea of what changes there have been, and nothing gets missed. Princess Bari Spirit's Cadence. That's her ult. Remove the slow debuff, which is fucking fantastic because her ult's fucking OP already enough. Hunbat Somersault. This ability now always does 25% damage at the start of the leap and into full damage on landing. I do remember that. Kali Incense 3, decreased strength buff from 10 to 38 to 10 to 30. Intelligence buff from 15 to 55 to 14 to 42. I thought they already did this. This is another nerf on the same thing. Either way, she was very good. So, and then yeah, Aspect of Triumphant. The Ganesh's fucking Aspect, and it still is very good. It was OP as shit. Remove protections buff from allies and self. Decrease movement speed from 25 to 20. Decrease damage from 35 to 75 to 30 to 70. And decrease intelligence scaling per tick from 30% to 25%. So pretty good buff. He's still very good though. He's still very good in his Aspect. How much do we have here? It's actually not a bunch. Most of this was some more of like a UI update. Alright, releasing in OB3 on July 1. Shifts, Agni. This is his Aspect. Decreased combustion damage multiplier per ignite stack from 30% to 20%. Okay. Wait, decreased combustion damage multiplier per ignite stack. Okay, so his ignite's gonna be doing 10% less. Interesting. And then Rain of Fire, revert, decrease cooldown from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. Okay, so his ult's gonna be on a much quicker timer, so it's gonna take off like 6 seconds overall with all of his ults. All right, going into buffs. Achilles, my god, there's another buff. Shield of Achilles increased fall off damage from 70 to 80%. Damage per 3, increased damage from 65 to 205 to 65 to 225. Yeah, they keep buffing him. He's not the best in Conquest, but my god, in other game modes like Joust, he's becoming even more OP than he already was. Bologna, Scourge, increased heal from 5 to 9 to 10 at all ranks. And then her ult increased damage from 220 to 560 to 300 to 580. So pretty small buff, but I think we've been slowly buffing Bologna, which is making her pretty good, I think. Cerberus, this is his ult, decreased cooldown from 100 seconds to 90 seconds. Cerberus hasn't been doing fantastic either. He's just kind of okay. Danzaburo, Fool's Gold, decrease cooldown from 12 seconds to 11 seconds. And Uproarious Rocket. That's what it's called, Uproarious Rockets. Interesting. His ult, increased damage from 300 to 540 to 400 to 600. Oh my god, it's actually a fuck ton. And then increase in intelligence scaling from 70% to 100%. Okay, buddy. Alright, buddy, that's actually a lot of fucking damage. You build him intelligence, he does 100 more, at least initially, and then 60 more on the base damage. And if you build intelligence, you get 30% more scaling. Oh my goodness, I actually want to do that. That actually might be correct. I'm gonna try that. Geb, rollout. Faced an issue with a dash attack, had more damage scaling than intended. Aspect of Calamity, rollout, increased leap damage scaling from 50% to 75%. Interesting. So his rollout's gonna be doing more damage in his aspect. Or at least the scaling. Alright, Hercules, my boy, is getting a buff. Again, mitigate wounds. Increased heal from recent damage taken from 20% to 44% to 30 to 50. And increased bonus protections from 20% to 30% of protections from items. Wait, increased bonus protection. Oh yeah, the protections that you get from items. Nice. So you're gonna be tankier and you're gonna heal more. That's what I like. That's what I like. Hate him. Herc equals ban. I love Herc. I love me some Herc. Sorry, Butters. Hua Mulan. Cross Strike. Increased damage from 75 to 155 to 85 to 165. This affects both strikes when adept. Interesting. Spear Thrust. Increased heal from 12 to 56 to 20 to 60, which is 4. It's actually going to be a lot more initially than it is late game. I actually do like this. I think we need to buff Mulan. I think Mulan's actually a little underrated. I think she's slowly becoming a character. I think she's okay right now. She still needs a little bit more to become actually like really good. Or enough for me to like want to play her consistently. But she's not as bad as I think people say she is. Whoever keeps buffing him needs to be removed. Agreed. Nah, dude, we need to buff him some more. No, Herc is definitely pretty strong right now, so I don't think we need to buff Herc. I think he's in a fine spot. Cuckoo, let's slipstream this too. Movement speed buff is gained when using the dash from this ability. I did see this. So when you dash in his tornado, you'll also get a movement speed buff, which is pretty cool. Nemesis, aspect of justice, divine judgment, new. Healing from this ability is unaffected by anti-heal. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. If it's not affected by anti-heal, then you don't have to worry about that at all. So I think that just makes her even better. Pretty obviously, but yeah, it's pretty good. He's already OP in jungle. Yeah, I remember he was a little bit back. I don't remember. I don't play enough Conquest. I don't really see him much actually. But I do know I thought I saw his win rate was not pretty good in Conquest, but I don't know. I think he's in a fine spot, honestly. Still an aspect of Devour. I did see that nobody really liked this, or it's not very great. I haven't played it yet, but Quick Learner, in her passive, specifically to the aspect, you now maintain proportional current mana when leveling up. You now benefit from base and item mana regen, and you still cannot gain mana from other sources, fountain, item, base, heals, etc. Increased max mana gain on enemy god hit from 1% to 2%. Okay, so they're just making her passive more along the line of her aspect here. And then finally, I'm a monster. Remove cooldown from 90 seconds to 0. So she's just always going to have her ult up. I mean, it depends on how much mana. She has to have max mana though, so that's probably why. I don't mind this at all. And on to item balance. Not much here. Oh my god, there's only one. Oh no, never mind. Okay, never mind. On OB12 hotfixes, this is before Cersei's Hextone increased cost from 26 to 2750. Cooldown is down 120, but if you hit an enemy god, it stays at 80. Okay, so I did see they nerfed Cersei's Hextone in OB12, and then a hotfix changed it to this because the cooldown, although being 120, if you hit an enemy god, it gets down to 80, which is not terrible. Heartseeker Revert, decreased max percent health damage scaling from 3% to 2.5% strength. It's going back down. I think they thought maybe Heartseeker was too good. And then finally, fix Spirit Rope. Fix an issue where the healing from this item can proc and stack multiple times. Note this is already fixed and working in life patch. Okay, so this is one of the questions I had before. Whether or not being able to proc this multiple times was on purpose, but it clearly wasn't. You only do it one time. All right, releasing an OB13 on July 1. So actually, wait, is that a Tuesday? It has to be Tuesday, right? So in 2 days, right? Okay, maybe I thought it was tomorrow on Monday. I guess not. Buffs. Berserker Shield. Increased physical protections from 15 to 20. Dude, the physical protections on these items are so low, dude. Contagion. Increased health regen from 6 to 8. Increased cooldown reduction per enemy ability used from 0.25 to 0.5. Okay. Genji's Guard. Increased magical protections from 40 to 45. That's actually a lot. And then decreased passive cooldown from 20 to 15. That's actually making that item seem a lot more interesting. Usually, it's just a consequence of me playing Joust. I do like to go into a, not Genji's Guard. What is the other one called? Oni Hunter Guard. Just because it's better in Joust. But this might make me want to check that out. Especially if you're trying to be like a, sort of like a selfish bruiser. Might be pretty fun, like in a solo lane. Glad Shield. Increased bonus damage from 40% to 10 plus 40% of your item protections. Ooh, so we're adding flat damage to this item. At level 1, we're adding 10 flat damage. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I don't think they needed to do that. I thought Glad Shield was fine. I guess because usually what you want to do with Glad Shield when they change it to the percent based of, you know, your item protections and stuff like that, you wanted to sort of build that either like halfway through your build or late. You didn't get much value out of the passive of Glad Shield earlier on, but now that they're adding flat damage, I might start building this earlier. It's definitely not a complete waste that they're going to add flat damage. Life Binder decreased recipe cost from 850 to 750, making it 100 cheaper. Rune Forge decreased recipe from 1100 to 950. This item was really expensive. I said that from the start. For what it gives you, super expensive. So it's nice that it's going down a little bit. And then finally, Shogun's Afuda. I don't like how they changed it. I just changed it to Shogun's Kusari. I don't know why you need to do that. Increased magical protection from 25 to 30, which is nice, and then increased passive attack speed from 15 to 20, making this more interesting to buy. Here are the bug fixes. Some new 1 minion dash, no longer linger. My God's footsteps, no longer spawning out their first death. Interesting. Okay. There it is. Going back to see what's the most interesting, things to, for me, I think I need to you should pay attention to. I would say Glad Shield is definitely not even want to pay attention to. Genji's, this seems to be more interesting. Outside of that, nothing crazy with there. Nem passive not being affected by anti-heal is pretty huge. Changing her passive, I'm gonna check that back out to see if it's any better. This right here is pretty crazy. Your ult's gonna hit like a truck, especially if you're building intelligence scaling, which is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna test that out for sure. Kill is just getting even stronger. That's always the issue with different game modes, is when you buff a character overall, you may be buffing him in like Conquest, which he probably needs, but in every other game mode he's just that much stronger, which he doesn't need. So that's always been an issue though. That's pretty much it actually, right there for the. There's not a lot of shifts or changes. Most of it was actually focused on these new quick play, which I think is probably better here. I think we're in a state where I think nothing's too obviously OP in terms of like protections or gods building protections versus damage dealers or ADCs. ADCs are still pretty strong, but nothing like completely broken is what I'm trying to say. So this is actually pretty cool. They're adding like the quick play stuff. I might check that out. I just want to see how that is. Might try to get some friends who don't play this game into this, because Smite 2 has been becoming more noob friendly, I will say, which is really nice. Keeping the new players coming in is definitely like their hardest thing, I feel like. Aspects can be pretty cool, and I have to try that out. And then all these other quality of life changes. Pretty small things, but you're gonna notice them when you start playing them. Start playing with them. Some new announcer packs, some new skins. And then we got Mercury, and then that's it. So I believe this actually goes live on July 1st. What's today? So today's the 29th. It's about to be the 20... It's going to be the 30th. So I guess it is going to be Tuesday, not 30th tomorrow. From what it says, I believe. Yeah, because it said... Yeah, OB3 releasing on July 1st. So I think this is going to be July 1st. So I do have an extra day, which I did not know I had. So... That's it. Mercury here, Open Beta 13, Messenger of the Gods, releasing on July 1st. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Yay or nay. I think it's pretty solid. These past few patches haven't been really geared towards items and gods, which I don't think it needs to be. Definitely a lot of other UI, game mode related things that they're trying to update, which is also pretty cool. Discord in the description down below. I'm currently live on Twitch as well, which is in the description down below as well if you want to take a look at that. I do much appreciate that. I do have memberships open for I think 99 cents a month and $2.99 a month on YouTube. Which what do I usually say? Fuck, I forgot. Not necessary, but definitely much appreciated. That's what I meant to say. There you go. But yeah, I think that's basically everything that I have for you. Like, comment, and subscribe. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching.